I am surprised that you should have made it. Consider, sir, how many thousands of medical students there are in this country. No doubt there are many of them who have a difficulty in finding their fees. Am I to provide for them all? Or why should I make an exception in your favour? I am grieved and disappointed, Mr. Montgomery, that you should have put me in the painful position of having to refuse you." He turned upon his heel and walked with offended dignity out of the surgery. The student smiled bitterly and turned to his work of making up the morning prescriptions. It was poor and unworthy work which any weakling might have done as well, and this was a man of exceptional nerve and sinew. But such as it was, it brought him his board and £1 a week, enough to help him during the summer months, and let him save a few pounds towards his winter keep. But those class fees, where were they to come from? He could not save them out of his scanty wage. Dr. Oldacre would not advance them. He saw no way of earning them. His brains were fairly good, but brains of that quality were a drug in the market. He only excelled in his strength, and where was he to find a customer for that? But the ways of fate are strange, and his customer was at hand. "Look-y here," said a voice at the door. Montgomery looked up, for the voice was a loud and rasping one. A young man stood in the entrance, a stocky, bull-necked young miner, in tweed Sunday clothes and an aggressive necktie. He was a sinister-looking figure with dark, insolent eyes and the jaw and throat of a bulldog. "Look-y here," said he again. "Why hast thou not sent medicine up, as thy master ordered?" Montgomery had become accustomed to the brutal frankness of the northern worker. At first it had enraged him, but after a time he had grown callous to it and accepted it as it was meant. But this was something different. It was insolence, brutal, overbearing insolence, with physical menace behind it. "What name?" he asked coldly. "Barton. Happen I may give thee cause to mind that name, young man. Make up wife's medicine this very moment, look-ye, or it'll be the worse for thee." Montgomery smiled. A pleasant sense of relief thrilled softly through him. What blessed safety valve was this through which his jangled nerves might find some outlet? The provocation was so gross, the insult so unprovoked, that he could have none of these qualms which take the edge off a man's metal. He finished sealing the bottle upon which he was occupied, and he addressed it and placed it carefully in the rack. "Look here," said he, turning round to the miner. "Your medicine will be made up in its turn and sent down to you. I don't allow folk in the surgery. Wait outside in the waiting room if you wish to wait at all." "Young man," said the miner, "thou's got to make it wife's medicine here and now and quick while I wait and watch thee, or else happen thou might need some medicine thysel before all is over." "I shouldn't advise you to fasten a quarrel upon me." Montgomery was speaking in the hard staccato voice of a man who is holding himself in with difficulty. "You'll save trouble if you'll go quietly. If you don't, you'll be hurt." "Oh, you would? Take it, then." The blows were almost simultaneous, a savage swing which whistled past Montgomery's ear, and a straight drive which took the workman on the chin. Luck was with the assistant. That single whizzing uppercut, and the way in which it was delivered, warned him that he had a formidable man to deal with. But if he had underrated his antagonist had also underrated him, and had laid himself open to a fatal blow. The miner's head had come with a crash against the corner of the surgery shelves, and he had dropped heavily onto the ground. There he lay with his bandy legs drawn up and his hands thrown abroad, the blood trickling over the surgery tiles. "Had enough?" asked the assistant, breathing fiercely through his nose. But no answer